Hey everyone, welcome back. It's been a minute since I've posted something up on the channel. Got something pretty cool in. A buddy of mine, Ricky Racine, sent over his Guardian, which is, if you guys know, it's the under the STI moniker before they became Staccato. This one is the size of a C2. So if you're looking at where the DVC carries, if anyone follows kind of the legacy models or anything like that for STI. This one did not come with a rail. It actually had no rail, but I'll kind of get into how that was added and all the different things about this pistol. What's really neat is this one went off to Monsoon Tactical, and he did a heck of a job on this pistol. It's got a bunch of different parts in it. It's been a lot of custom stuff's been done, so I kind of wanted to go over it with everyone and let you see what can be done to one of these. Very happy with how this pistol performed and how it shoots. It is quite a fun pistol, and this texture is pretty wild. So jumping right into it, it's a Guardian. So I believe it's the 3.9-inch barrel. It's a double stack. This one does have a newer style staccato grip that's been redone by Monsoon. Additionally, with this, there is an infinity ignition kit in here. So the hammer, the sear, the disconnector, and the sear spring are all from Infinity. The trigger is an Atlas trigger. It has the Bros mount, an SRO, and this is the original finish on the pistol that was scuffed up and done to look more of like a very worn look by Monsoon. Monsoon also did their Grandmaster Genghis comp porting on it, so it does have a pretty cool port system. It's got the big Genghis comp, and then it's got pretty much their Lucky 3s sitting right behind it. The trigger's coming in pretty light. I haven't put a gauge on it just yet, but I'd put it around in the 3-pound range, maybe a little bit less, but you can see a little bit more up close of the porting. Been shooting this one quite a bit right now and having a blast with it, honestly. So additionally, what's really neat about this is there was no rail, so you wouldn't be able to attach a light. Ricky actually had this piece and sent it off to Monsoon for them to tap the frame and add it. These are actually super hard to come by. They're kind of rare if you're trying to find it. So you can see down in here where it's tapped and it's been added. I'll open this up in a bit so you guys can see all of that. So going over it, initial impressions, love it. I honestly love the old finish from STI. It's very nice. Now, after it's been scuffed up, it's actually holding really well. It feels really nice. It still feels like a very high-end finish. Monsoon did put, Ricky requested, basically like, kind of tear it up, and Monsoon really did a number on it, which is cool. Like, they did a bunch of grinding, had a cutting wheel out on it basically. So these are all hand done. They're not perfect, but it's not supposed to look perfect. The Bros mount is all beat up. Now I know some people aren't into the beat up look if it's intentionally made like that. I can tell you for a fact that this pistol gets beat up by Ricky. I'm pretty sure I saw a video of parts of this being thrown and things of that nature. The whole pistol's been thrown. This is a tough piece right here. It's been run a lot. I don't know how many rounds are through this originally. I know I'm about 500 rounds into it. No issues running 115, 124, and 147. Haven't tried any other grains. There's some other, odd ones out there, but I know this has been shooting jello shots, hollow points of all different makes and manufacturers, all the different, range ammo. This thing really does perform well. Getting into the trigger, the wall is quick. So we'll show you right here. You're on the wall at that point. It's very light. It's firm. The trigger, I like it very much. This thing shoots great. It's got that Trax hammer, which is pretty cool. Can't manually cock it, but that's not a big deal. The only gripe I would have, and it's not even a big gripe, is that, you know, the trigger itself, the shoe, is a touch loose, just a little bit, not even a lot. Let's see if we could even show. It's just got the tiniest amount of wiggle. But I know to fit everything the way this is, to get everything to work together, Monsoon did have to do a lot of work to get all of this to work properly. Because there are some parts from newer guns and older guns, and a lot of things had to be done for this one to come out this way. This is a one-off piece that was done by Monsoon for Ricky. I know he's doing some really cool stuff with the C2s right now. He's going to be offering some other neat stuff, but this port system is wild. I will say, shooting this is probably, this pistol makes me shoot the fastest I've been able to shoot out of any of my guns. Kind of a wild claim for me. You know, I feel pretty comfortable shooting my Staccatos, the older STIs, and, you know, I've shot some other stuff out there, and the way this trigger and this port system and everything I shot very fast. I'll make sure to put a quick video in here of some of my shooting with it, and I'll do a couple still shots with, you know, showing like the gas pattern of the port and everything. Very, very pleased with this. The stippling work that was done by Monsoon, you can see where he did some of the Cerakote. It's got that worn look, which is really cool. This is a very nice grip. I'm not a big fan of the Gen 1 or the Gen 2 grips from Staccato that were like thicker and had that big like pieces of plastic out of it. I like the tack texture. That's my favorite. And I've switched all my guns over to the tack texture. I don't have that one on hand right now, but this was a Gen 2 grip where it was stippled down by Monsoon, and it's almost like the dragon pattern grip a little bit, but not. And I will say it's super grippy, but it wouldn't tear your hand up or anything like that. I'm actually very impressed with this. Like, this is really impressive. The other cool thing is he reduced this grip quite a bit. So this is almost like closer to like how a CS would almost feel in your hand with the grip itself. I can get a really nice purchase on this grip. And the cool thing about these newer grips, the Gen 2 from Staccato, from what I understand, these are much firmer grips. Like, they're tougher. If you take an older style grip, you can feel sometimes a little bit of bend to it, some give. These have like no give, which is cool. Yeah, let me go ahead and break it down. Show you guys some of the parts and everything on the inside, and a closer look at the ports. Oh, also, I will say, with these ports, I've seen some weird stuff out there with other companies where they're not backboring it. Monsoon does backbore this, so they open up this part after the port so that there's no rifling in there. So it does, you know, once it comes out here, it's just better for function, accuracy, all that good stuff. So I'll break it down, like I said, so you guys can see all the insides. The other thing I was going to go over is the little shield. I had Monsoon do this for myself, and this thing is awesome. So big kudos to Monsoon, making some really cool pistols. I may actually just do a separate review just for the Monsoon stuff, so you guys can see that on this one and this one, and we can talk about that. But yeah, so a couple cool pistols from them. All right, welcome back. So to kind of show you guys a few things, you can see here where it's all tapped for that rail system. It's holding on very good. No issues with that. You got your Trax hammer from Infinity, your disconnector, your sear you can't see down in there, and then you got your sear spring back in here. Grip safety is nice and firm enough for what we want. Here's the barrel with the ports. The Grandmaster Kangas comp, as it's called. Let's see if I can get a light so you can see down in there. It's got the big chamber port, kind of like the XC or an Omni, something like that. And then you got your Lucky 3s right behind it. And from what I understand, he did some data testing on this. It's not losing very much velocity at all. I don't know the exact number on it. If it lost a little bit, but not enough to really matter. The pistol's, you know, very accurate. I was shooting it at 25 and 50 yards, and it's shooting fine. It's holding decent groups. This is not one that's really, I wouldn't say it's like meant for long distance shooting or anything like that. Be more of a defensive type pistol and something to enjoy. It runs really great. Let's see here. So here's the slide up close. That does build up carbon obviously on the front sight and all that, but not a big deal. It's not too hard to clean off. Rails are looking in pretty good condition. This pistol's seen a lot of rounds, but it's, you know, it's chugging along. It's still using the recoil, or it was using the recoil master. You see these in the C2s and something similar in the CS. So that's pretty much it on the ins and outs of this pistol. A lot of money went into it. It took some time to get it all done, but this pistol is very fun. It's small. It's, you know, like I said, it's the C2 size. It shoots extremely flat, surprisingly flat. The way these ports are set up, it works really well, and I'm completely impressed with it. It's something where I would consider buying a C2 just to have something like this done, or buying something like a Guardian or an older one, something of that nature, to have Monsoon do something like that. I'm gonna wait until my next build is done to see how I feel, I would say, between the two. But this is a very, 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 very fun setup, and I can't say enough good things about it. Like I said, you've seen some of my other videos. Sometimes I have gripes about certain things, but like I said, the only one I had was the trigger was just a hair loose. It's nothing big. I've actually had factory Atlases that had triggers that were far more loose than this. So that was just my pet peeve, because, you know, nothing's perfect. You can always find a little something. But Vinny over at Monsoon knocked this out of the park, and, you know, some of this was Ricky's ideas, and like great ideas. Like, this is really cool. Like, this is such a cool pistol to shoot. It's a lot of fun. It looks good. It gets a ton of compliments, and it just performs. So if you guys are looking to get something done, Monsoon Tactical has done a really nice job on this one and my other one. Like I said, I'll get into that other video here shortly, so that way you guys can see some of the things that he's done, and he's got some other stuff coming up, which is really cool too, with the I believe the CS for the Staccato fans. There's he's always coming up with some cool stuff over there, and that guy can shoot pretty well too. So awesome. Let me know in the comments if you guys got any other questions, or if there's anything else you guys want to see. I do believe I've got some other friends that are going to be sending me out some stuff in the coming months, so hopefully more content coming, and I appreciate all of you. Go give me a follow over there on Instagram if you would. It's 9mm Slinger. And then also check out Ricky Racine. If you can't find him, look on my page. He's usually in my comments. And you can also check out Monsoon Tactical for doing some cool stuff to your pistols. All right, guys, have a good one.